And so, ladies and gentlemen, the Africa Cup of Nations 2025-2026 has finally come to an end. And what a final it was. From a failed Penenka by Diaz to the Senegalese team leaving the pitch during the game, to questionable decisions by the referee, and to a wonderful display of leadership by Sadio Mane, ladies and gentlemen, the Africa Cup of Nations has come to a conclusion. So hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, Football with Priscilla. I am Priscilla, obviously. So hi guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. And today, ladies and gentlemen, I just want us to discuss the Africa Cup of Nations final. But before we get into the video for today, make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and do turn your notifications on, ladies and gentlemen, to know when next I post a video. Okay, and so guys, finally the Africa Cup of Nations has come to an end. We started our journey on the 21st of December 2025 and we officially concluded it on the 18th of January 2026. And what a tournament it has been. There has been drama, there has been intensity, there has been entertainment. Dare I say the Africa Cup of Nations is the best tournament, yes, beating the World Cup. I'm joking. Okay, so ladies and gentlemen, if you did not watch the final, okay, then you missed out on what was a wonderful display of football. If you thought the World Cup Argentina versus France was the best final that you have ever seen, well, ladies and gentlemen, the Africa Cup of Nations said, wait, you guys have not seen anything. I don't remember, okay? I don't remember the last time I watched a football game, a final football game, where the whole entire team says, we are not happy with the referee's decisions, so we are going to leave the pitch, and they left the pitch, okay? It was absolutely insane. I can't, like, still, up to now, I can't believe that the Senegal teams decided, like, yeah, we're not going to play anymore. We are leaving. Like, what? I mean, listen, African football is just top tier football. Like, you can't write a script like this. And whoever thought of writing a script like this, well, give them the Emmy, okay? Give them everything, because what? What do you mean the referee says, oh no, your opponents have a penalty, and you go like, we don't agree. We don't agree, and so we are walking off the pitch. And you just go. And it's not like you stand in the sidelines to see if the referee is going to change the decision. No, you go all the way to your changing rooms. Like, but anyway, ladies and gentlemen, listen, it's African football. We've seen all these types of drama. It's what makes African football the best type of tournament, okay? The AFCON is absolutely amazing, and I am absolutely proud to be African, okay? Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about the game. Now, here are my points with regards to the final, okay? I did not leave you guys hanging. This is my closing video on the Africa Cup of Nations. So, point one, ladies and gentlemen, I predicted that Senegal was going to win. If you did not see my YouTube short, I did not make a long form video. I made a YouTube short and I said, listen, for me, my money was on Senegal. I've been watching Senegal play, and I think they're the only team that have shown absolute dominance, and they're the only team that have actually shown that they want to play football, okay? Senegal have not been doing the whole defensive tactics. They've not been doing the whole let's counter attack. Senegal have literally been taking on all their opponents. They have not sugarcoated anything. This time Senegal was like, we're going for every game. And you know what? I think even versus Morocco, in as much as it was a fairly balanced game, Senegal had more shots on target. I think Senegal looked like the stronger team, even in that final, right? So for me, my money was on Senegal, and Senegal delivered. Thank you, Senegal, okay, for saving my dignity as a soccer analyst. Anyway, so yes, ladies and gentlemen, my first point was that Senegal won, and I think Senegal was the most consistent team. And I only think reaching up to the semi-finals, once I saw Cote d'Ivoire, Cameroon get knocked out, I was like, yeah, this is Senegal's tournament. I mean, I said, but if anything happens, listen, I was not removing Morocco out of the tournament. Morocco have got good players, so I thought, hey, Morocco might win, but I think the strongest side was Senegal. Even their players were amazing. So, hey, congrats to Senegal, the new kings of Africa. All right, ladies and gentlemen, my second point is with regards to Morocco. Now, I think Morocco played well. I think they had their fair share. I don't think they were so bad. But for me, like I said in all my previous videos, guys, I've not been convinced by Morocco. This is why the whole time Morocco kept on getting results, I was like, how? How? Morocco haven't been the strongest, they haven't been the most dominant, they haven't been the most consistent. Like in other games, you would think they would lose, they would win off of penalties, they would have a lot of draws. So for me, even them reaching the final has been absolutely shocking for me. Every single time I've made a video, I've been saying Morocco is going out, Morocco is going out. And listen, they beat all odds and they found their way to the final. Could it be that it was because they're the host nation? I don't know. But hey, listen, for me, I think Morocco, fair shout out to them. I think they played well. Okay, they played well, they did their best. I think also to some certain degree Morocco was respecting Senegal a little too much. I expected more from their players. Diaz played well, I think Hakimi played well. I expected them to push a little bit further, but you could see they were more afraid of a counter from Senegal, and so they sat back as opposed to actually going for the game. Okay, Senegal was the opposite. Senegal was just like, we're going for it, we're going for it. Morocco were more so sit back and trying to counter, and that really didn't work because Senegal was more physically, had more physicality as opposed to Morocco. So you know what, even though people are like, oh yeah, Morocco have lost, listen, I think Morocco did well. But the Penenka, if Diaz just decided to kick a normal penalty, would be saying congratulations to Morocco right now, right? So listen, shout out to Morocco, credit to you guys, you reached the final. You always have another Africa Cup of Nations where you guys can win. Okay. My third point, ladies and gentlemen, is with regards to the infamous Senegal walkout. Now, ladies and gentlemen, question is, okay, the whole world, yes, we've had our laughs, we've had our rejoicing. I was supporting Senegal. I was very happy that Senegal won. The question is, was it good that Senegal walked out? Like, was that good sportsmanship? To be honest, on a general sense, if you were the team on the opposing side, it's not right. Let's just be honest with this. And I know, oh my gosh, Priscilla, what do you mean? Did you see how Senegal have been this whole tournament? Oh my gosh, the referees have been favoring them. Yes, okay? I saw that versus Zambia, okay? I saw that versus Zambia. Zambia was poor this whole entire tournament. But when they played Morocco and the way that coach was calling out Zambia, every single time there was a foul, he'll blow the whistle and it's against Zambia. And I was like, am I the only one seeing this? And I'm glad I wasn't the only one seeing it, okay? A lot of people saw what I saw. And you know what? Yes, there are some questionable decisions that the referees have been making with regards to Senegal and their opponents. But I still don't think that it was right for Senegal to walk out during the game. There are games where we've watched, if you've watched football for a long period of time, there are games where it looks like the ref is against you, but you don't walk out. That's bad sportsmanship. Listen, I know people are like, no, but what? Guys, it's setting a bad precedent, okay? What if one day it's Morocco who walks out and it's Senegal who's still on the pitch? I can guarantee you this. If the opposite had happened, you would have heard, oh my God, why would Morocco walk out? They're not serious. They don't think the Africa Cup of Nations is a serious tournament. That's not good sportsmanship. The only reason why everyone is able to give a blind eye, or everyone's not even making a big deal out of this, is because everyone wanted Senegal to win. And Senegal were the most favored team. Like, everyone was supporting Senegal. So even if Senegal did that, everyone was like, yeah, it's okay. But if it was Morocco, I'm sure there would have been a lot of backlash. But personally, for me, ladies and gentlemen, that was bad sportsmanship. Let's just be honest. It's not every game where things go your way, and it's not right that you have to walk out. It's not fair. Whether you think the referee was being against you, etc., it's a bad precedent that they were setting. And we saw that with Mane, right? Mane then, after he saw his teammates had gone to the dressing room, some were even outside of the stadium getting on the bus. I'm joking, that did not happen. I'm just joking, okay? Mane obviously went, he was the peacekeeper. He went, told the guys that, guys, let's go and continue playing. And listen, what would have happened if it weren't for Sadio Mane, okay? So if Senegal walked out, right, forfeited the game, Morocco would have won. But look at Mane. Mane was like, no, guys, it's until the final whistle. Let's finish this game. And then obviously Senegal came back. Morocco had their penalty. Diaz, I have no idea what was happening to him. Whatever told him that, Diaz, you are now Messi and Cristiano Ronaldo in one, ruined Diaz. Because just shoot a simple penalty, my guy. You have the Africa Cup of Nations final and you're thinking of a peneka. Why? Diaz should be questioned. Diaz, why? So yeah, ladies and gentlemen, for me, Obviously, that's the big question. Was it good sportsmanship? The answer for me personally is no, it was not. In a general sense, it sends a bad precedent. So ladies and gentlemen, with that said, I would also like to talk about the fact that Mane showed good leadership. Okay, Mane was like, guys, we have to finish this game. And I know Senegal won and everyone is talking about the controversy, but I love the fact that everyone is also giving Mane the credit that it deserves. Obviously, Mane has won everything in football. Well, has he? He's won the Premier League, he's won the UEFA Champions League, he's won the Africa Cup of Nations, bar the World Cup. But Mane has won a significant amount of trophies, and credit goes to him, right? He stepped up as a leader and he said, listen, I know we have got emotions, we want to win, we feel bad and everything, but we have to finish the game. So credit to Sadio Mane. I think that was great sportsmanship, and that was a great way of showing leadership, right? From Sadio Mane. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's my conclusion on the Africa Cup of Nations as a whole. Firstly, I think African football has evolved. Looking back from how it was, a long time African football was mostly counter-attacking football. Okay, it was we kick the ball and hope there's a top striker there that's able to get the ball and like just one man up front type of football. That was the Africa Cup of Nations a long time ago. I think with the years that have gone, the previous Africa Cup of Nations where Ivory Coast won, this Africa Cup of Nations where Senegal has won, that other previous one where Senegal won, I think African football is evolving. We're seeing more ball possession based football, we're seeing more tactics, we're seeing much more talent, and most of all, the world is waking up to African football, and I am absolutely happy with that. Twitter yesterday and today has just been talking about the Africa Cup of Nations. It's been trending. I think the Africa Cup of Nations entertainment far surpasses the Euros. Like, I mean, we're Africa, right? We have everything to showcase. So listen, I think it's good that we're evolving with football. I think it's good that more people are paying more attention to African football. And I think we can only get better as time goes by. We are seeing a lot of emerging talent. Personally, for me, there was a lot of talent that I saw coming up, and I'm like, Africa is in good hands when we're looking at the young talent that is coming up, and it's going to be so good watching the future Africa Cup of Nations. And so, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank all of you who were with me on this journey. I have absolutely enjoyed this tournament, and I hope we can continue supporting our wonderful continent and our wonderful sportsmen who bring entertainment and the drama to African football. So yes, so congratulations to the Teranga Lions of Senegal. They are the new kings of Africa. So ladies and gentlemen, let me know in the comment section below, what are your thoughts about the African tournament? What are your thoughts about African football? Do you think we are progressing, or do you think we are regressing? I would love to hear all your thoughts. So that's all I had for you guys today. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Make sure you share, like, and subscribe, and do turn your notifications on, ladies and gentlemen, to know when next I post a video. Bye, guys.